welcome back to my channel. Appreciate you for tuning in. We're going to talk about Real Housewives of Potomac super duper fast. Y'all, this was a entertaining episode. Y'all, the way they edited this, like it was some Jurassic Park type episode, this had me dying. The way they edited Karen, the way they had Candace tiptoeing in her little Dorothy slippers, the shit had me out. I was just cackling. Bruh, I watched the episode like 2-3 times. But yeah, this episode was really good, and it doesn't look like it's gonna disappoint next week either. But let's go ahead and get to talking about this episode, y'all, because we need to break down the end, and how this, and it was a mess. Like, it was a mess, and y'all, I'm not gonna lie, for the longest, Candace has not been my favorite. She really has not. But damn it, Candace, I'm slowly starting to like you a little bit, because what I can appreciate about Candace is she is who she is. Yes, her mouth is reckless, but I've watched so many other, franchises where the women's mouth are just as reckless, if not worse. We know how crazy Heavenly mouth is. We know how crazy the Nene Leaks and the Kenyas and, the Marlowe's mouth is. They get out of control. So when Candace, goes at it, yes, she kind of might be pushing it with the yo mamas, but overall, like, the shit is funny. Like, the shit is funny, and the people that she be going after, they low-key deserve it. Okay, so Candace, just keep doing you, boo-boo. I'ma listen to your music. Everybody's talking about how good your album is. Like, it might be a little something, might be a little yang around the house. So, I might tune into it and see what it's hitting for. But let's go ahead and get into Real Housewives of Potomac, y'all. Let's break down the episode. The beginning part was just a little, just a little yang. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into it. If you're new to my channel, go ahead and subscribe. Everybody else, go ahead and like this video, drop down in the comments, and tell me how you think about, what you feel about Real Housewives of Potomac so far, how you guys feel about Candace and her, this kind of kind of like this debate of whether Candace is, too reckless with the lips or not. Y'all drop down in the comments. Do y'all feel like, Candace is basically sticking it to them and these hoes better learn to back off? Or is she, doing a little too much? Is she, what people like to say, Candace, this is why you got popped. Like, which side are you on? But yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. So we open up the episode. Basically, let me scoot back so y'all can see me. So we open up the episode basically with Giselle talking to Robin about, inviting the ladies over. They're doing reasonably shady, but Giselle wants to be shady, saying that some of the ladies can't come into her house to pee if their bladder get full. Robin's like, girl, I'm not trying to be a part of that. Like, as much as Giselle, had the whole apology thing with Candace and with Giselle, and when, damn, I can't get nobody's names right today, with Wendy and Karen, she definitely still seems to be not with it. Basically is all I'm saying. Like, she definitely still seems to be basically like how she was before. It was kind of like, yeah, she got an apology, but she's still holding a grudge. So Robin's like, I'm not trying to be a part of, I pissed myself train because Giselle didn't want to let me in her house. So Giselle, of course, is not feeling how everybody used to talk about her little $900,000 teardown, in the famous words of Candace. She's doing some improvements, y'all. The house is getting a little bit better, but it's still got a far ways to go. But nonetheless, we gonna be at, Airbnb Giselle at the end of the episode. So we see this moment where Mia, she has ice cream with her mom and basically talks to her mom about wanting to expand on their relationship. She feels like her mom is definitely codependent on her sister, because when her mom got out of jail, she moved in with her sister. Her mom was looking at a good 20 years, but she ended up only serving 6 to 7. What y'all think her mama went to jail for? I'm going to assume either a combination of prostitution, stealing, drugs, either one or all of them together. Like, usually when people are, addicts, that's the things that they do. The women especially, when they need to get that hit, they do, unfortunately, some things with their body, to get that next hit. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's on the list. Who knows? Maybe she was a part of a robbery gone bad because, drug addicts like to rob people. But nonetheless, her mama got out of jail, moved in with her sister. And so now it seems like me is feeling like, dang, you always hang out with the sister. And every time I ask you for something, you like, well, let me ask, so-and-so. I forgot what her sister's name was. But it's like, I got to check with her on the calendar. And it's like, well, damn, like, it kind of feels like just because you see I have my shit together, that you feel like I don't need just as much. And that happens a lot with parents. Parents tend to forget to check on the child. That always seems like, the responsible one. They have everything together. Like, the parent the child that parents are least worried about when it comes to like, oh, that child's doing so good. They're responsible, they're mature, they got everything together. Like, they forget to check in on them. And, this is kind of what's happening. But I also do think that Mia's mom is struggling with being around her and the lifestyle that she has, being with Mia, because now she does, even though she is sorry for what she did, parents, you can say sorry, but it still does not rectify that pain, and Mia admits like, I might be older, but I'm still, trying to get over that trauma. And, the mom is going to try to do the best she can to, to help alleviate that. But when you're a child, your mom's an addict, like your dad was the reason you got burned with oatmeal. Like, you were in the foster care system, you grew up, and Mia's mom killed me when she said, you things could have just really went, a really, different way. Like, I'm so proud of you. Like, things really could have gone a different way with how messed up your daddy and mama were. I said, well, shit, it ain't that different from what the usual tracks are. Your daughter grew up to be a stripper, okay? Your daughter grew up to bounce that ass and get naked and bust on and do a full split in the strip club. That's where she got her current husband. Okay, she is wife number uno, dos, tres, cuatro. Okay, she became a stripper, got her lips, booty, body done, the JJ done. Like, ma'am, Mia's mama, she ain't too far off of what the usual route is for women who grew up in her predicament. Okay, she just happened to come out on the brighter side of things. But nonetheless, they agreed to work on their relationship. So then, Candace, speaking of relationship, but one needs to get, worked on, Candace confronts Miss Dotz, okay, about her loose lips at her video shoot, right? Candace is like, Mama, I'm so glad things are done. She's like, Miss Dottie, she been staying at the house. Good golly, Holly Molly, Miss Dottie been staying at the house for 9 days. I might have to kick this bitch out, okay? But nonetheless, Candace confronts her about, I got wind from Wendy that Mia was coming to you asking questions about my money, my bank, my husband, the situation going on in our home. And it seems like you were entertaining it. Now, they did the flashbacks and everybody can see that Candace's mama was being foul as fuck, okay? Going around telling her own daughter's business. I am starting to believe that, one, deep down, that Candace's mother is slightly jealous of Candace in a way. And two, she is still subconsciously holding on to feelings about her father. She has not gotten over that shit with her father. Y'all remember when Candace invited the dad to the wedding and how much of a hassle Candace's mama caused with that? I do think when she sees Candace, like, it's a constant reminder of, like, this nigga get, cheating on her or whatever. Like, didn't he have a baby or some shit like that? Like, Candace is dealing with, unfortunately, like, the mom just kind of subconsciously being super passive aggressive when it comes to that, right? But when Candace asks, like, well, Mama, what did you say? The usual, I don't remember. Or, the real big one, when somebody says, I don't recall, bitch, they lying. Anytime somebody says, I don't recall, lying, they motherfucking ass off. Nobody uses the words, I don't recall. So when somebody says that shit, just know they lying. But when Dorothy hit her with the "I don't remember it," I'm like, woman, you do know this gonna be on the reunion. Your daughter gonna see this episode, so why the fuck you lying? Like, she gonna see the shit. But at the moment, I guess she wanted to be like, no, I don't, what? I wasn't saying anything. Mia was just expressing concern. Do you see, first of all, Miss Dottie got her eyebrows. I don't know what she did. She filled them in, used some Everbrow lasting gel. I don't know what it was, but them hoes was too dark for my liking. Second, ma'am, you are a therapist, psychiatrist, whatever, psychologist. First of all, I don't know who's sitting on Miss Dorothy couch. But you make too much money for your hair to be looking like this. I'm just confused. Like, how Miss Dorothy's hair always look crazy, but Candace, you got a weave. You know, I thought you do weave. Like, I'm confused. Like, why your mama hair look like a white woman did? Like a white woman who hang around black people, you know, still, why look like that? But I digress. So Chris walks in. He's like, you know, what y'all talking about? She was like, oh, nothing, you know, about the shoot. The women there are very concerned about, you know, if you're on my payroll, you know, being manager, da-da-da-da. And Chris is like, man, they don't understand our relationship. The contract is, I'm your husband, you my wife. We got a prenup, everything's set, and Miss Dot was over there looking like, you know, it's just, you know, as a manager, like, you have a contract. Here's the thing, Candace. Everybody's expressing very much valid concern because this is a tale, like, this is an old folk tale. Every time a woman has her husband as a manager, he ends up coming back and fucking her over. Mary J. Blige, like, Kelly Clarkson, Tamar Braxton. Like, it's just too many examples of the husbander gone bad. And you and Chris be having some knockdown, drag out fights. He has kids he has to take care of. Bitch, don't be surprised when you sending him some common checks every month, okay? On automatic withdrawal. That shit gonna go straight to his account. But as of right now, he's saying, oh, you know, I ain't never had nobody spend money, you know, on a bill with my name on it. Okay, Chris. Okay, you ain't never asked for no money. Okay. I'll let you have it. You doing these little cooking classes and so forth and whatnot. So if you bring in income that's covering your portion of the house, you know, good for you, boo-boo. But it still don't negate the fact that, Candace, ma'am, it's better to be safe than sorry. It's what it is. So moving on. Is it founding time for the party? No. So Wendy has a Scala and what's that damn bitch name? Karen. I'm sorry, Karen. I didn't mean to call you no bitch. But speaking of Karen, Karen has Ray old ass cart this damn box of candles in the house. They look nice. You know, Karen Huger LaDon fragrance is now a new addition. The fact that she already had her candles in production, ready to go in the box, like, makes me feel like she was already in works with the candles, but just didn't tell Wendy when she came over. I can understand the reason why Karen didn't say nothing, because when somebody comes to you like exciting news, what you don't want to do is like try to like make them feel like you're trying to one up them. So Wendy came to her talking about candles. The last thing Karen wants to be like, well, I got candles too, and I'm already done. I'm about to go in stores right now. Like, you don't want to kind of be like that. But the name of them, Bohemian Fire, with a name like that, they definitely look like they, you know, sound like they smell good. But nonetheless, Karen's doing the candles. They go over with Wendy to put some pencils and notebook paper in some backpacks, basically just to talk about Escala and Karen feeling and all of them basically feeling some type of way about how Mia was being messy as fuck at, you know, the drive back shoot. You should not be asking nobody's mama that you ever met before. Like, you don't know Candace, you don't know her mama, and you already trying to ask about where her money coming from or where her money going. Like, bitch, back. Like, I don't know you, okay? And nor should you be interested in why, like, who's paying my husband, What you need to worry about, as Candace, Candace killed me. She said, the last thing you want to do is start trying to, you know, inquire information about my household and my money. What you need to be worried about is popping stripper backs at Chiropractor Stripper LLC. When she said that shit, y'all, I died. Candace has been killing it with the reads this season. She said, you need to be worried about popping strippers back at Stripper Chiropractic LLC. I said, not the Stripper Chiropractic. Oh my God. Okay. Going from bouncing on the pole, bouncing on a private room, then to getting your back pops at the chiropractic. I'm sure that's how Mr. Jeeves, I'm going to call him Jeeves, make his money, that old ass man. He looked like a pervert. I'm sorry. He just do. And he looked like a pervert in this damn scene for next week. But I guess he know all the strippers, and then he tell them to come to his little chiropractic station so they can get their back realigned, just for it to get blown back out by some niggas popping, Cialis and Viagra. Anyways, like, the fuck? But yeah, so they're talking about Mia and how they're gonna address it at the Reasonably Shady event, because they send out the invites and everybody's like, what the fuck is this? Like, Reasonably Shady? Like, what's that supposed to mean? Then it's like inviting all haters too. So it's like, who you calling haters? Like, the invitation definitely was shady as fuck. So finally, y'all, let's talk about the day. Everybody starts showing up. Giselle broke her damn toe. Okay, whatever. Mia shows up first. Or no, Ashley shows up first with her titties hanging out. Now, Ashley, I get it. You got these milk jugs. You got these new and improved titties. But damn, bitch, can you wear a bra that's not going to be spilling out, like, while you out at the party? Like, Ashley titties was all out. Like, all out. Damn near had a whole nipple on the screen. But she shows up in her green dress. Mia shows up. Y'all, every time I see a profile view of Mia's face, like, it literally looks just so bad. Like, it's just like so much lip. She turned to the side and her lip just look like this. And it's just kind of like, damn, Mia, like, you did too much. You did too much in the booty. You did too much in the face. You did too much in the lips. Like, just team too much, period. So they show up. Of course, they're inquiring questions about what this is. Wendy shows up. Karen shows up with, a nice little olive branch gift with her LaDon fragrance. Robin was like, damn, like, Wendy, like, Karen saw you was coming out with candles and said, boom, here you go, candles. And it's, Wendy can't be mad. Like Karen said, there's enough for all of us in this space. But can we agree on something? Stop coming to TV shows, and I don't want to hear nothing else about no makeup line, no weave, no skincare. Skincare definitely seems to be the big one. Open up a skincare line. Like, can we do something else? Like, can we do something else? Please. No boutique. I don't want to hear about opening up no damn boutique, because we know all you doing is buying new hoes in bulk from Alibaba Express and getting them hoes shipped in from China. Like, let's stop it, okay? We don't need any more Rashidas. I just can't. I just can't with the businesses. Like, I need something more, okay? That's it. But Karen has definitely been expanding and making her coin. So they're there, and so they decide to go ahead and get into the game because they're waiting on Candace. So they start doing the Reasonably or Shady game. So, So first they started talking about, we almost didn't do this today. Everyone's like, why? They're like, well, Giselle wasn't trying to let no haters go to the bathroom. So Wendy, of course, asked, well, bitch, who's the hater? And she was like, well, you and Karen. And she was like, why am I a hater? She's like, well, you did talk about my house. And Wendy's like, bitch, no, I didn't. She's like, yeah, you did. She's like, no, I didn't. Karen was like, I think that was me. Even Wendy was like, bitch, I didn't talk about your house. I talked about your fashions. And they did the flashback, and basically she suffers from pretty privilege. But Wendy never talked about Giselle's house. Like, nobody can find where Wendy really, like, said anything about her house. But she claimed that, and Wendy was not here for it. But they get to the game. They ask a question of, is it shady to hold a grudge on your friends? Like Karen said, it depends who that bitch is, because if you holding a grudge with Giselle, it's definitely worth it. I'm annoyed with Giselle because she's talking about, Karen this and Karen that. Like, Giselle, have you forgotten literally years of torment that you were doing with Karen? Like, you were doing a lot with Karen, a lot, constantly saying shit about her husband, her life. Like, the flashbacks prove, like, y'all, Giselle was fucking with Karen a lot, and now these past 2 seasons, Karen been getting with her toe to toe, and all of a sudden it's like, oh my God, Karen, this, and she's ruining my life, and this, and that. And it's like, bitch, you was doing the same well longer than Karen has finally got back to you, but you can't handle it, okay? But if I'm holding a grudge, it's probably because that bitch deserve it. Like, I don't trust you, basically. So then it's like, to talk, was this shady or reasonable to talk about your friend behind their back? Then of course it's like, but it depends on what we talking about. Then Giselle had the motherfucking nerve to talk about, well, what I was doing in regards to, Eddie, that was reasonable. But Wendy, when you were talking about, when ran up to Candace, like, that was whack. Bitch, it is very well understood that the way you were talking about Eddie and that whole cheating Wendy situation wasn't nothing about that reasonable, Wendy. And you got Robin over here eating your ass with a spoon, trying to convince you that shit was okay, and it was not. It was not. Because like Wendy later said, had you had my number, bitch, had you have my number, you would call my phone. Drake style, I'm gonna call you on your cell phone, and you would have said some things, but instead you went chirping around, talking to Ashley and Robin and everybody else, and it's like, bitch, no, that definitely was not reasonable, but you want to justify it, okay. So then that's when they start talking about how they felt like Candace was being a whack, and she was like, no, what we're not about to do is talk, because Candace deserved, I'm being a friend. They was like, no, you're not being a friend, because you should have waited. Of course, here go Robin, the goddamn Tweety Bird. I call Robin Tweety Bird because all she do is chirp on the sidelines. Well, you should have waited. Me, it's like, well, how would you do that? You just could have ruined, you shouldn't have waited until it wasn't a production. So Candace happens to be pulling up at the same goddamn time. She got out that car and started tiptoeing, and they was playing that damn jungle music. Oh my God. And y'all, literally the only thing I could think of was when Nene, y'all remember a long time ago, back when Nene was the shit on Housewives.
The ghetto. The ghetto. The ghetto.
That's literally all I could think of with Nene. Yeah, that meme is that video is gonna be forever a classic. Woo, child, the ghetto. But that's immediately what I thought of. But Candace gets up there, super cute outfit. Y'all, Candace and Ascala have really been killing it with the fashions. Ascala is a great addition. She might come on and fuck around and take Robin's spot, because Robin, you've been a dud for the past 3 seasons, low key. But Ascala definitely looked really good. But Candace comes and she's like, what are we talking about? And everybody's like, well, bitch, we're talking about you. So she's like, okay, like, what is it? And they were like, she was feeling, hello. She was feeling like Wendy should not have ended up talking to her about what was happening with her mom at the shoot. So then Candace basically tells Mia, you shouldn't have been there. Your mama's low budget. Mia basically tried to clap back and tell her, I was expecting to come to something that wasn't low budget. And she said, watch your mouth, your mama's low budget. And so how do we feel about the yo mama jokes? Because we all know the yo mamas sometimes can seem like they're crossing the line. But when it comes to Candace, the shit, unfortunately, is hilarious. And we always think about Heavenly from Married to Medicine. We all know Heavenly loves to throw out a good yo mama. But sometimes you say your mama the wrong way and, bitch, I'ma backhand you. Like, it's kind of one of those situations. But when she said that, immediately everybody thought about how, Mia's mama was basically a crackhead. So everybody's like, dang, Candace, it's kind of like real, little shady. And every time they kept holding up the paddles, the junk had me dying, y'all. But Candace has been doing really good with going toe-to-toe with these hoes. And basically, Mia can't decide which team she wants to be on. Mia definitely has been flip-flopping this season. She's pulling a Cynthia Bailey, if you ask me. She basically goes where the wind blows. She wants to be friends with Candace 1 minute, and Candace actually said that. She was like, bitch, I've been defending you against these hoes when they was talking about you, and here you are trying to come to my event, you know, trying to figure out where my money's going. Am I paying my husband, which is none of your business? Talking to my mom, who you don't know. And they kept trying to flip it on Wendy about, oh, you told her at the wrong time, you told her at the wrong time. But that's not the problem. As soon as Candace said she didn't mind that Wendy told her that should have deaded the conversation. Like, that should have been it. But of course, Robin, she can't help herself. Robin always wants to find a problem where there is none, and that's why she always get her ass ate up. That's just what it is. So after basically Candace got in that ass with me and basically told her like she was a stripper from the 90s, shout out to Portia. They end up asking the last question. Now, Giselle, your ass set up Robin because she's like, oh, Robin, you asked the last question. And here go Robin asking if it's shady to talk about your friend and her appearance if there's a rumor about her husband is cheating. And of course, everybody's reaction was like, here we go again. Like, let's not do it. And Candace's face and Ashley drinking the Corona. Everybody was like, bitch, you gonna go down this road again? But, of course, Wendy was not having it. Wendy got in on Robin and Giselle and basically told them, like, this is for the birds. Both of you hoes have my number. If you were really concerned, you would have called me. And that's that on that. Robin's feeling like, well, damn it, Wendy, can't nobody talk to you? You know, she's like, y'all were talking to me at Robin's party. And at that point, I'm not going to lie, a part of me was feeling like, damn, Wendy, shut up. Like, let them say something. But another part of me was like, y'all already got Wendy on edge. She's feeling some type of way. As she said, I'm not going to be receptive to anything because you hoes are messy. So why would I sit here and listen to you? No, I'm not listening to after I found out you were trying to talk about my husband and this alleged rumor. Like Wendy said, it's only valid seeming that it came from the same blog that said that you had an STD. You see that? You see Giselle shut up real fast when she said that. But Robin has definitely been trying to like go back and forth with Wendy. And the fact that Wendy was like, Robin, like, y'all were talking about me. Were they talking about Wendy? No, but they were definitely discussing the situation. And Karen had enough. Karen was over there dealing with getting vaccinated, as she said. I got vaccinated to be around you hoes, and I'm sitting here over here in La La Land. I'm fading quickly. Wendy, all I want to know is, are you inviting these bitches to the party? Like, you know, out of town. So it was like, damn, Karen, this might not have been the best time, but okay, here we are. Wendy said, we're going to do a quick jaunt, okay? And, you know, we're going to invite the husbands, since everybody loves talking about the husbands. And here go the Shady mess talking about, you know, Michael, if he wants to come, he can be there. Y'all catch Candace, when she was like, I hope not. Don't nobody want that pedophile over there looking like Who Shot John. Michael over there looking like Uncle Ben slave master. Like, it's just a mess. But Wendy was like, you know, Michael can come. You know, me and your husband will be there. Candace, I'm sure Chris will come. Robin. And she skipped over Robin. Like, she looked at her and was like, well, Giselle, you can come with your luggage. I was like, damn. And here we go again. Like, Robin, you're never going to win when it comes to talking about relationships, because we all know, as people, you don't want at this point are roommates. Y'all roommates who have sex. Y'all are not husband and wife. Y'all literally are damn near out of, I don't know what you call them. They are roommates. Everybody said they got a bromance at the moment. It's so unfortunate. Fix it, Jesus, because Robin, you waiting to have a ring and a marriage. It's just not going to happen. And if you let this nigga impregnate you, I'm going to let you know right now, you're going to be pregnant, single mama, baby, single mama of 3. That's the road that you're going down. But when they said that, Giselle was like, you know what, Wendy, you can leave my house. At this point, everybody's ready to go. But Candace wants to take a tour of Giselle's, you know, compound. We're going to call it a compound. So she tries to walk in, and so does Escala. And Escala's like, bitch, I look too good. I'm in Dolce & Gabbana. I'm not going to walk down this. I'm not going to walk down this aisle. And did y'all see literally Giselle's stairs were like a stairway to nowhere? So they go in the house. I'm not gonna lie, Giselle's little powder room was super cute. Like Candace said, you know, shout out to the texture on the walls. But as they're going in, Mia and Karen and them were trying to leave, but Candace's car was in the way. So they gave Grace the keys. First of all, Giselle's daughters are growing up to be fine young ladies. And I really like when they actually have the daughters on because they kind of offer like a little comedic relief. They offer just kind of a break from the drama. So when she walked out to, you know, pull out Candace's car, it was such a cute little scene. So she didn't crash or nothing. Candace definitely did not want to have that Lexus on that insurance because if you crash and you're not on that person's insurance, best believe you're gonna be paying a pretty penny. So they all pull out. Everybody gets ready to go. Candace sees that her rims did get a little scuffed up, and she's like, Giselle, and that's where the episode ends. So you guys, tell me how you feel about this past episode of Real Housewives of Potomac. How do you guys feel about, you know, Giselle, Robin, and Wendy kind of just having this dynamic? Do you guys think that Ascala could be a good replacement for Robin? Like, is this Robin's out? Did Robin low-key bring her own replacement? When it comes to Wendy, was she doing team too much? Or do you feel like she was doing just enough? Like, was Candace doing team too much? Ascala low-key got in that ass with me and she told her to sit her whole ass down. And I mean, that's basically all you can tell Mia. Like, Mia is an easy read. Like, Mia literally got picked out of a strip club and now has kids and is a fourth wife of a pervert. You know, that's kind of the life of a stripper. You know, it is what it is. Hoes winning these days, unfortunately. But yeah, drop down in the comments. Tell me how you feel about this episode. Next week definitely will be a good one. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and I will catch you guys later. Deuces.